All right, so I'm about to show you an easy way to add Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to your car. Maybe you're driving an older car that never had it installed, or you're using a newer car that doesn't support it. This is how you can get it done in the easiest way that I've come across. So this particular display unit is coming from a company called Carpuride, and this is their W707 model. And some of the features of this display include the ability to connect to it either wirelessly or wired for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Also, this does feature a touchscreen display, and this screen is coming in at 7 inches and it is an IPS display. Also, it does support rear view cameras, so you'll be able to plug that in and have that built into the display. And this also does support voice control. So let's take a look at what you get inside of the box with this. So when you open it up, you get the display unit, but we'll put that to the side for a second. And then behind that, you'll find the auxiliary cable. So this will allow you to get the audio from the unit to your car speakers. And then also you'll find the power cable that just plugs into the cigarette adapter inside of your car. And then you'll find this sticky mount that will allow you to attach this to either your windshield or anywhere on your dash. And so now you'll be able to just peel off this little plastic, and you can see it's very sticky and very secure. But also this mount does have multiple joints, so you can rotate it, you can angle it, and you can also extend it out to get that perfect angle for your viewing experience with this display. And they also throw in another mount, but this one is only really meant to be used on the dashboard. But I really didn't use this one at all. I just used the other one because it's just more suited for my needs. All right, so let's get to the monitor now. So as I peel this plastic off the screen, which never gets old, you'll find a power button on the top of this unit, and then on the back you'll find the mounting holes, and this is how you attach it to either one of those two mounting kind of contraptions. And then also on the side with all of the ports and stuff, you'll also find the USB Type A port. You'll find a card reader port as well, and those two will allow you to plug in either one of those methods to play media off of. And then you also see an input for a rear view camera. So if you are attaching one to your car, you'll be able to plug it into this monitor to still be able to use it. And then on the left hand side of the screen, you will find some buttons to be able to navigate the software. So yeah, that's most of the things inside of the box, but now let's go to the car to see this in action. Okay, so now I'm in the car, and the first thing I needed to do was to get this plugged into my car. So I took the power cable, plugged it into my cigarette lighter, and then I took the auxiliary cable, plugged it into my aux in port, and then on my car I changed the audio mode to auxiliary, and then boom, I'm ready to go. I have the audio from this unit going to my car speaker, and also it's going to be powered. And so from here you need to connect it to your smartphone. So just follow the manual that comes with this, but you need to connect your smartphones via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to this unit to work. And the unit shows up as its own kind of like Wi-Fi network and also Bluetooth name. And then now you're ready to go. So first I'm going to show you how this works with Apple's CarPlay. So you need to hit this iPlay icon. I know it doesn't really seem legit, but it will take you into Apple's CarPlay. And then now we have this main home screen where you have multiple widgets here for your audio. So I can hit play, and I'm gonna let it play for a little bit. And I'm gonna turn it off because of copyright. But also you do have some shortcuts for the map, but I can tap into the maps here. And then now I can go ahead and search for something. I can move around the map. And this does have a built-in microphone button here, so you can press on that. Show me directions to the nearest movie theater.
One option I found is Alamo Drafthouse Cinema on Forest Park Avenue.
All right. So just like that, I activated Siri and I was able to, go ahead and get some directions somewhere, or you can use it for text messages and stuff like that if you wanted to. And I can come back here and I can go and tap into the music menu here, and I can go ahead and use this to be able to scroll through my library of songs that I have on my iPhone that's available right now on this device. And also you have some shortcuts here on the left hand side. I can go into the settings of this. I can choose my driving focus to turn that on. I can change the appearance from dark to light theme. I can change the wallpaper here if you really needed to, if you wanted to do that, and I'm not going to do it right now, but also Siri and album art and some other stuff like that. And so you can also go on your iPhone and customize which apps and stuff show up on Apple's CarPlay if you wanted to give a little bit more customization. But you can also go here and tap this button. This will show you some more apps that you have available to you: podcasts, audiobooks, your calendar app, also messages, and you can use Siri to go ahead and dictate a message for you. And I even have a Spotify widget right here that I can tap into and go ahead and play some music or my podcast that I have off of this. So Apple's CarPlay, you can see that it works very well, very legit. If you're trying to go back to the home screen of the unit itself, you can hit this home button right here, and this will take you back to this particular screen. And now let me show you how Android Auto works. So again, it is labeled A Auto, but it is Android Auto. So now you can tap into it, and then you have a similar type of widget setups here. So you can have a widget for your music right there. I can hit play, And then now let me turn that off because of copyright, but then also you can go into the maps, and I still do have a microphone button down here so I can access the Google Assistant to be able to give me navigation directions. And then I do have some shortcuts down here at the bottom for some other widgets that I have, or just apps available that I do have. I still do have my Spotify widget right here that I can go into, and also you can go into the settings for Android Auto, and they give you a little bit more customizations as far as like different things for your messages and having Android Auto start automatically, your wallpaper, and you can choose day and night mode for your maps and quick controls, and a few more things that you can do also on the Android phone that you're using to be able to customize Android Auto and the type of apps that show up and stuff like that. So pretty simple, straightforward. Now, one thing I did notice is that when I was switching from Apple's CarPlay to Android Auto, so I have two devices connected to it, it worked fine. But when I do try to switch from Android Auto to Apple CarPlay, it doesn't work as seamlessly, so I actually have to go back to my phone and kind of reconnect via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to the unit to be able to do this. But I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing it that much, but that's just one thing that I did notice. Now, you can also AirPlay to this unit from your iPhone. Now, you can't do CarPlay and AirPlay at the same time, so you do need to go into the settings, hit this little icon here with this phone icon, and then now you go into this setting for the iPhone, and then now you need to choose iOS Mirror, and then now this will allow you to do the AirPlay. So the cool thing about this is that you can actually just cast your entire screen from your iPhone on this, and I like to use it to be able to watch different videos, whether it's YouTube, Netflix, or some other movies on this car unit. And if you do have someone riding in your passenger side, you can always just rotate the screen, and so now they'll be able to look at it and watch that movie or something while you're driving. So that's actually a cool thing to have. Oh, and also one other cool thing is that you can also open up the camera app, and now if you're a vlogger or just another content creator, you can mount your smartphone to your windshield and use the rear-facing cameras, and then you'll be able to now see that preview on this display and kind of use it like a little portable monitor. So that's kind of cool if you want to vlog or create content in the car. Now, for Android users, you do have this option called Auto Link. You need to go through the same steps and go into the settings and change it from Android Auto to Auto Link. But also, I think you need to download an app or something to get this working. So I didn't bother trying that, but you do have that option if you want. And then you have some EQ settings here if you want to customize the audio for this. Also, you have this FM transmitter mode. So maybe you don't have an aux import in your car. You can choose to have the audio from this unit go to the FM station on your car. So you just kind of match them up in here. So now you have another option to be able to get audio going to your car speakers while you are using this unit. And you can see here, you can just scroll through the stations. You can turn this on and off if you need to. Now, these buttons on the side, you can actually change the color of those. So you can go into the settings and then go to key color. And then now I can change them to like purple or yellow, cyan, if I can tap on it, and also red. Now, speaking of tapping, I would say that, you know, it's not the most responsive as far as like reacting to your touches, but it's not bad either. But sometimes I do get where I don't hit it directly on, or I don't hit it with enough pressure and it might not register what I'm doing. But generally it has been fine, and I just kind of have to get a little feel for it when I am using it. But overall, this screen is fine. In direct sunlight too, it's kind of weird because I am recording this with the camera, so you see a little bit more reflections than actually there is when I am using this. But the screen brightness has been just fine for me, and also the speed of the unit is not bad. Like, as you can see, as quickly as I touch on these buttons, it might take a beat or two, but it's not as bad as you might think for something like this. It generally works pretty well. And this unit does turn on and off with your car, so I'm about to turn my car off right now. And you can see that the screen turned off, and then now I'm gonna turn it back on. And the screen will turn back on, and then boom, you'll get right back into it. In 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, there it is. I was a little bit off. But also, you do have this power button here at the top, so if you want to turn it off manually, you can. Now, let's talk about this mount, because this mount is really useful. So I showed you that you can tilt it just by unscrewing these. You can kind of tilt it forward, then also you can extend it out if I needed to get a different angle. But what I chose to do here is because I already have a display here that I have in my car, and because I do have a backup camera already installed in the car, I moved this mount over to the right so I can still see this when I am in reverse, but then also I can just easily tilt this towards me, and that gives me a really good angle. I debated about putting it on my windshield, but it was blocking, you know, a little bit of my viewing experience that I had, so I didn't want anything up front in front of my face when I am driving, so I chose to put it over here on the side, but you can choose to put it anywhere else you need to. And the sticky mount works really good. You can easily pull it off, but it's a very secure connection. It never fell off or anything. And when I am getting out of the car, maybe I'm parking somewhere for a little while, I do like to take this unit off, so you can pull it off, and then now I can just put this into my glove compartment or my center console somewhere, or sometimes if I am going to be somewhere longer, I will actually take this off, and I kept that little plastic piece so I can make sure that sticky part remains sticky. And the reason why is because if you do have someone kind of looking in your car and they see this, they might go ahead and put 2 and 2 together and know that you have something like this in your car somewhere. So if you take this off, this might deter them a little bit from thinking that you have something else in here. Now, this mounting connection that you have here is pretty secure, and it might be a little bit too tight sometimes, because when I do put it on and I am trying to take it off really quickly, I have to kind of grab my other hand on this and hold this and then pull this up with my other hand, because it can be a little bit stiff. So that might kind of wear off over time, but for right now, I do have to kind of give it a little bit more strength than I want to be able to take it off. Now, I will be getting a couple of cable ties to be able to tie these 2 cables together, and this just makes it a little bit more neater, and also because I'm taking this on and off, it just keeps the cables together and less kind of, you know, messy in my car. But I do wish that the company actually maybe threw in a couple of cable ties so you don't have to do it yourself. So that would be one recommendation for the next version. Now, you can also adjust the screen brightness just by tapping this little sun icon. And then now you can drag this little slider to make the screen brighter or dimmer. But also you can just let the display do it itself, because it does have a light sensor in the back. So depending on the ambient light, it will adjust the screen brightness automatically. And the button next to that one will swap between a few different wallpapers that this display does have already. Not a lot, but a few to kind of change it up a little bit. So yeah, it's that easy to add Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to your car. And I think this is a really cool unit. I didn't really know what to expect from this, but I think it performs really well. And for the price right now on the website, I think it's going for like $235. I think it's a solid price to add capabilities that will allow you to be able to connect your smartphone to your car that might not be as smart or just might be a little bit outdated. So yeah, I'll leave a link down below for this in the description box of this video, but drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about this. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.